Hello everyone, and welcome to a game from Bad Deck Monday, our weekly stream where we play silly decks and try out some new strategies and try to have some fun. Try to be creative, and that's what we're trying to do here. This game, we're going up against a player named Nutheadred, and of course, this is from the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, if you did not already know that. If you're watching this channel, I would assume you do, but who knows? There could be some newer viewers out there. Alright, so this time we're trying out a Togekiss deck. I actually got this original idea from a player named Dylan Lefebvre, who actually won the World Championships in the senior division, I believe in 2008. And he's a regional champion this year as well. Pretty good player with a pretty fun deck, so we're going to try this out here, alright? So the idea is you want to get Togekiss out, and it has that Bright Veil ability, which prevents items from doing anything to it. For example, Hypnotoxic Laser doesn't work. Pokemon Catcher doesn't work. What else would there be? Enhanced Hammer doesn't work. Crushing Hammer doesn't work. I think you get the idea. But the idea is to put up Togekiss, kind of block, and boy, I'm doing a very bad job of explaining this. Alright, so you have Togekiss active, which basically means your bench has immunity. There's no Pokemon Catcher that can get to it. Togekiss is pretty much safe. There's no Hypnotoxic Laser that can hurt it. And so you take that time to build up a Lugia EX on the bench. Alright, and then in the meantime, you're just kind of poking at your opponent with Togekiss Attack Return, which does 30 damage, and then it refills your hand up to 6 as well. So basically you're sitting there and just trying to set things up for big knockouts with Lugia, and then you have Deoxys and Lugia on the bench, and you're just basically trying to use Plasma Gale and knock out 2 EXs to win. That is the goal here. Alright, so we'll see if we can pull this off. My opponent looks like he's playing kind of a big basic deck. We don't really see this too much anymore since Plasma Freeze came out, you know. Plasma has been the new big basic deck, that's for sure. But we'll see how this goes. It's not a bad deck at all. The big basic deck is still pretty darn good. And alright, we're going to get this turn to Togekiss. I'm refraining from attaching the Plasma energy to my Deoxys because I want to save them for that right there, which is Lugia. Alright, so I'm going to put down the Snorlax and the Lugia. And again, I don't have to worry about Pokemon Catcher because of Bright Veil. Alright, I do not have to worry about it. And that means I can bench whatever I want, and it's not going to matter. I can't get Catcher stalled. I'm not going to get put to sleep by Hypnotoxic Laser, as you can see there. There's the Bright Veil, and I did a return there for 30. And now you can see I can use Lugia's Plasma Gale. And when I get 2 Deoxys on the bench, with that power connectability, I can then Plasma Gale for 140, which will finish off the Tornadus EX and allow me to take 2 prizes, or not just 2 prizes, 3 prizes because of Lugia EX's overflow ability. So this is kind of a neat concept where everything kind of works pretty well together. I'm not sure how practical it really is, but it's fun when it all works together. It really is fun to see a Togekiss kind of blocking. It's almost a little cruel, honestly, because it's like, yeah, your opponent can see everything on your bench. He can see it coming, but he can do nothing about it because that Lugia, it's going to get powered up, and you just have to sit there and watch it. You can't do anything. You can't Catcher it out. You can't remove its energy. You cannot do anything because Togekiss is blocking your path. You know, people think Snorlax has block, but Togekiss is the true blocker here, setting up for Lugia. So here I am just going to take a Skyla, or Skyla for a Chorus machine to get some extra energy on to my Lugia EX. And then I'm just going to follow up with another return. And next turn I do have a Skyla, so I will have an Ultra Ball for another Togekiss, and we'll have some time to set up. Now, I also play some other tricks in this deck. I don't know if you saw it when I was searching through with Skyla, but I also play Rock Guard, which is really awesome with Togekiss, because one of the other things they cannot do is play Tool Scrapper. So that means they can't use Laser to poison you, and they can't catch her around you, they can't Tool Scrapper, and that means, alright, now they have to attack into Rock Guard. So we'll see if I can get that out this game. That should be fun as well. And it's pretty annoying when you can just max potion your Togekiss, and then they have to take 60 every time they hurt you. If they don't knock you out in one hit, that is a painful, painful thing to keep doing. Just keep taking 60 every time you want to attack me. That is pretty brutal. Alright, so I do get another Togekiss. Now, the nice thing about this deck is, I mean, it looks like I don't have anything, but now I just return, and alright, I draw 5 cards. That's a pretty nice attack, to be honest. You know, not the best attack for a Stage 2 Pokemon, but 30 for 1 and refilling your hand to 6 can be pretty nifty sometimes. You just need the right situation to take advantage of it. Now, it looks like next turn I can begin the Plasma Gale Onslaught. Alright, I can Chorus Machine, get Plasma Energy on to Lugia EX, and then attach, and Plasma Gale, knock out the Tornadus EX, and then all I have to do is knock out the Mewtwo for the win. That is all there is to it. I will take 6 prizes and 2 attacks. Lugia is pretty good. That is for sure. Alright. Looks like my opponent just does not have a whole lot going for him. He's committed a lot of energy to that Tornadus EX, that's for sure. He also tried a Hypnotoxic Laser and it failed. Because it doesn't work on Togekiss. You are allowed to play those items still. They just don't have any effect. So, in some ways, it's, I mean, in pretty much every way, it's a lot worse than Gothitelle, that magic room ability that just straight up prevents items from being played. It's much worse than that. But, right fail, it's still decent, but it's made up for by return. That's why you would use Togekiss over Gothitelle in a deck like this, because you can return for 30 to set up things for Plasma Gale. Okay, so now I played a Shadow Triad to get another Deoxys EX in play. Now I can Plasma Gale for 140. So that means I'm going to knock out this Tornadus. And then if the Mewtwo ever comes up, I can just attach and knock out the Mewtwo for 140 and win the game. Alright. So that is the plan here. We have just taken our first 3 prize knockout. Bouffalant comes up and my opponent plays an N. That's kind of annoying. But hey, it's the Rock Guard. Alright. So maybe we'll get to see some usage out of the Rock Guard, but at this point the game almost seems over. Unless he can knock out Lugia, because I'm probably just going to send up Togekiss if I can. And then eventually I should be able to catch out the Mewtwo and win. I don't know, we'll see. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. My hand isn't too good. I do have that Rock Guard though. And I'm looking forward to using the Rock Guard. Oh, and a Max Potion. Alright. That pretty much seals up the game, I think. What's going to happen is I'm just going to Max Potion the Togekiss so that it's at full health. And then we'll put a Rock Guard on it as well. And we'll retreat to the Togekiss. And then just pass. And then next turn I should be able to use return and fill my hand up. And then I'll just win, because I'll probably be able to draw enough stuff to get a win here. Alright, so there we go. Max Potion, Rock Guard, and, you know, Togekiss doesn't look very evil, but it is. This is an evil, evil setup here. It's a lot of fun. I remember my old days playing the Pokemon video game as well, where Togekiss would have Thunder Wave and then Air Slash. It had the Serene Grace ability, and it would just make people flinch and paralyze, and it was just the meanest thing in the world. And this is carrying over to the TCG here. Alright, so looks like I top decked the Juniper, so now I just need a switch, and we can Plasma Gale for the win. Oh, did not get the switch. That's alright though. I do have the energy on Lugia, so if he ever attacks me, I win, because he'll knock out Togekiss, and then I Plasma Gale for the win. But yeah, this seems pretty much over at this point. There is the X-Ball Go Lugia. And, you know, even if he were to attack with that Landorus into the Togekiss, he would have just gotten Plasma Gale because of Rock Guard. And you can see this deck is just a thing of beauty. We got the Plasma Gale for the knockout. And we're going to collect our last 3 prizes in the game. My opponent concedes before I can even do it. But, alright, Lugia Togekiss. Look out. Coming to a tournament near you? I don't know. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am Pooka here from the Top Cut. We will have some more videos for you soon. And I will see you guys next time.